Is it possible that some of those who scored over 200 in other schools, maybe in other smaller schools, might have bought the change of university form to come to Unilag, and now they're going to be, what? They're not going to have an opportunity to take the post-UTME exams. Is it possible?
No, it's not likely. It's not likely. We take them back to where they belong. In fact, we have done the distribution to the extent that we consider in their zone, for example, in Southwest, all the candidates who are being moved from University of Lagos, Ife, or Ibadan are being distributed among federal institutions in the Southwest first. After that, we consider the state universities, and lastly, the private universities.
But is JAMB not concerned about the desires of the students and their parents? The possibility that they may not be able to afford that movement. Are you considering that?
Oh, of course. Listen, if they will not be able to move from, now somebody lives in Ibadan, he applies to Lagos. But now we are saying, instead of going to Lagos, go to Abeokuta. Instead of going to Lagos, go to Akure. Instead of going to Lagos, go to Lautech, go to University of Technology. What is the distance between Ibadan and Lagos? And what is the difference between Ibadan and Lagos, Abuja, Ibadan, Futo, Akure, So this is still Southwest zone. We are considering that. I feel for them. My feeling is that we are delaying the lives of these children. We are postponing their life by delaying the admission, number one. Some of them, I must tell you, still took their examinations, our last CBT examination, because they didn't know that they would be admitted into any university. I don't want to name the universities that delayed it. And I know they delayed to the extent that they start on data of about 98,000 candidates in a particular school until July. Before they did that.
If I may come in here now, some people would appreciate your concern for the students, but then some other people might say that yes, much as you are concerned, it would seem that JAMB is not going about it in a way that is pleasing to everybody. First of all, what exactly is the criteria for the redistribution? They say it's not clear, neither is it transparent.
Okay. The criteria for distribution. Let me tell you, first of all, if you discover that your score is, all right, let me start from the distribution to the universities. If a university has a carrying capacity of 9,000, we are now saying, give that university 18,000 candidates. The best 18, double the capacity of the institution, and let them choose from those individuals. Then the remaining will be taken to places where there are spaces for them to be considered. That's what we did. And in any case, to post you, we will consider certain things, what we call merit. We also consider catchment. We consider ELDS. ELDS refers to educationally less developed states, which are the things that you must handle. For example, they say 45% merit. Anybody, 45% of the top, whether they are from Kutuwenji or from Igboho or anywhere, once they belong to the 45% top, they must be admitted. Then the 30% will be distributed among, 35% will be distributed among the catchment states. For example, in the north, ABU is a catchment state for most northern states. Ilorin is a catchment state for some states surrounding Kwara. Then Ibadan, so Lagos, the same thing for the southwest states. Therefore, let us distribute them to those places. The final one is the criteria for, what do you call it, educationally less developed. We are trying to bridge the gap of educational differences in this country. We are saying a place like Eboin, a place like Bayelsa, and in fact, most of the northern states are said to be disadvantaged, educationally less developed. Therefore, give them the opportunity to go to institutions. This is the rule that the federal government has laid for us, and we are following it tenaciously to make sure that nobody is disadvantaged as a result of where you come from. And
some people will say that, well, there is no way it's going to be fair around. So you've had students who say that, well, my score was way above 200, but I have been sent away to another school, yet I know of somebody who scored lower than me, and the person is going to be retained in the school of first choice, which was also my school of first choice. Have you had complaints like that?
No, not yet, but let me tell you, it will happen. It will happen in that we are saying give chances to these three situations. If you belong to, what do you call it, the top 45%, you will have your way. But if you don't belong to the top 45%, we will distribute you and we will catch you according to your state of origin. And finally, we consider those who are from educationally less developed states. 20%.
Prof, we get that explanation. I'm just asking if you've heard of these complaints, because the president of the Tutorial Association who came yesterday said he's gotten students who have started complaining about the fact that, they don't understand this criteria. Somebody scored lower than me, the person is getting, institution of first choice. But then are you also overruling the fact that, oftentimes students might not get their course of first choice? We do not know if JAMB still allows a course of second choice. Oftentimes, they will still be admitted into that same university, but in a different course. Are you also overruling that?
No, I'm not overruling that. That's why, for example, we are giving them 200% of their need. Therefore, if you think that somebody in medicine has scored higher than some other candidates in biological sciences, switch them. Let them go to biological sciences. Let them go to biochemistry. If somebody is in engineering and he has not met the criteria according to you, and you think that you can switch such people to physics or mathematics or chemistry in the Faculty of Sciences, the areas where there are low substitutions, even within the university, you have a right to switch them to such places.
No, but some people...
They know.
That is... You're already saying you're giving allowance for that. But then the students are also saying that they've seen the UTME. It was seen that the post-UTME rather, as a second chance of some sort. That the fact that, I did not make my JAMB very well, for whatever reason, does not mean that I will not make my post-UTME very well. And some people believe that this reposting should have been done after the UTME. The post-UTME, that is.
After post-UTME.
Yes.
The post-UTME that you take in University of Lagos does not allow you to use, the result will not be usable in University of Ibadan.
Yeah, so but the JAMB results will still be useful in the University of Ibadan, even though they've done the post-UTME.
Yeah, so they cannot, the post-UTME is not the same, it varies from university to university. Individual universities conduct their own post-UTME. Therefore, the result of the candidate in Maiduguri is not tenable in Lagos. The result of a Lagos candidate in post-UTME is not tenable even in Ibadan or even in Lasu.
But Prof, the other question is, the thing is, what is the procedure for changing policies as JAMB has done, such as this one?
Oh, it's not a change as such. I don't know why people think that it's of course, if we change it, this is a period of change. And we are saying, this is what we ought to have been doing all along. But if we are not doing it right, let us correct it. Until we showed the statistics to the Committee of Vice Chancellors, the representatives of the federal, state, and private universities, they did not see the enormity of the problem. They did not realize, unfortunately, I didn't see the enormity of this wastage until we said, okay, at the management level, go and bring the statistics of people who are there.
If it's not a change, as you say, why did you have to call a policy meeting on July 14?
It's a normal thing. We normally call a policy meeting every year to be able to tell them the statistics of what happened and how much the candidates, how well the candidates have performed, how individual universities have performed, those who are doing this wrong, those who are not doing it right, and the procedure.
I get that point. When the students bought the forms for January, February, were they aware of this policy?
Of course, they knew. I mean, it's a ritual. I mean, let me say, if you say it's a ritual, that's not a good word. It's an annual thing with the vice chancellors, the provosts of colleges of education, the rectors of polytechnics, and their registrars. We call them to this meeting every year. Come and look at the crowd in the last policy meeting in NUC. We have NUC, NYSC, Public Complaints Commission, name them in attendance. And the NCC, National Commission for Colleges of Education, and MBT, the regulatory body for the polytechnics, they were all there. And we told them, this is what is going on, this is what we intend to do to help the students. Let me confess that they clapped for me when I did this. And I don't know when the thing now went sour. But of course, the question is a standard university. University of Lagos will not go below their standard. So why do you want University of Lagos to do pursue me for 180 scholars? No.